Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Window View, the podcast where I try to give you a no BS review with some substance and pretend like it's an original idea. So, we're going to preface this by saying I'm your host, Jake, aka Dr. Window. I'm a big nerd and I really like giant robots because today we have a game that caters to that, the robot part. So, might I add, this is also a game that I didn't think was going to do well at all. I didn't know much about this one when it was announced back in March of 2022. When we all first saw it, I think we all had the same idea. Holy shit, we're getting another Dino Crisis. But of course, that didn't happen. I don't know about y'all, but I'm holding out hope that with the success of Capcom's latest Resident Evil remakes and Dead Space, that we'll get a Dino Crisis remake. But I'm getting off topic. So we all saw the robot mech suits, whatever the hell they're called, and thousands of dinosaurs on screen being mowed down en masse, and we were all dumbfounded. I don't know about you, but I immediately said to myself, oh, another team-based multiplayer game. Yeah, this is going to flop. Now, I have no problems admitting when I'm wrong, and I've been wrong before, but dang. As of this writing, Exoprimal is apparently celebrating over 1 million players. So I woke up the morning of July 14th, 2023, read my news feeds from my cell phone in bed like we all do, and of course my feeds have a ton of gaming news. So then that's when I saw that Exoprimal was available on Game Pass. Hell, what have I got to lose, I mean, it's on Game Pass. So I got up, downloaded it, had some breakfast, waited to stream it. I figured, hell, I'll do a live review of a first-time play on stream, have some fun with that. And here I am writing this on the 26th, and I keep coming back for more. Now, this game came out of nowhere for me, and it's been pulling me away from Diablo 4. I've been having an absolute blast. And of course, we're talking about Capcom's latest release, Exoprimal, available on Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, Windows, PS5, PS4, and Steam. But before I start rambling, let's go ahead and get into it. So, gameplay. If you've played any team-based shooter along the lines of Overwatch, then you already know what you're in for. I mean, in the past, sure, I played Overwatch, but it got boring very fast for me. It never held me, and ultimately, I just quit and uninstalled. So don't get me started on loot boxes, and of course, we'll get into that in a bit. But you boot up, select one of 10 suits available in the game. No purchase necessary either. You just have to level up and use in-game currency to unlock more suits. So that's nice. This game is also pretty generous as far as that, as the BIC coins, that's right, BIK coins, which is the in-game currency that you earn. So I don't find myself grinding for hours just to buy a charm or anything like that. If you're short, just pick a suit, play a few rounds, and level up, and you'll get it before you know it. At minimum, maybe 2 rounds, get a couple thousand coins. So your suits range from DPS to healers to tanks, in typical team-based shooter fashion. And there's even some hybrid suits in there that really make the game interesting. Nimbus, for example, can run DPS and at the touch of a button twirl her gun to become a healer and vice versa. That and her mobility make for a very interesting gameplay. Same with the Witch Doctor, who uses an electro staff to shock and stun enemies while dropping a large AoE heal on the ground to of course heal the team. And he's also able to lead really large distances to close the gaps, to heal people. I myself usually run healers. I don't know why, I just always have. That's actually where the doctor part of my name comes from. Just years of playing medic, especially in Battlefield. But this time around, I thought I'd try tanks. And that's when I met Roadblock. And holy shit. A giant suit with a shield, very reminiscent of Reinhardt from Overwatch, only he's way more fucking cooler. Giant shield, giant fist, can spin like a tornado, suck up raptors, and throw a raptor nado, basically. Yes, you heard me. I just said raptor nado. Now, Exoprimal is basically 5-on-5 competitive PvE. You don't really ever deal with the other team until the last mission of the series of objectives. That's when all hell breaks loose, and I've come to find that no matter how many times I die, win or lose, it doesn't matter. I really don't get upset with the game. I'm legitimately having fun, and it's always fun no matter what. You just have to go in with the mentality that I'm here to just have fun, and damn, you're really going to have a lot of it. The only option for straight up PvP is at the selection to play a match. At that menu, you can actually choose the outcome of the last mission of the game. PvE, random, or PvP. Those are your selections. But if you go random, you get a 1.2 times XP bonus. And I feel it doesn't really matter which you pick. You're always going to end up in some fucking chaotic mess. So my selection will stay at random till the end of time. An interesting thing with Exoprimal is for all the fun and beating of dinos that you do, they try to put a story mode in there. So every few rounds you get a cutscene, and you get a lot of lore in there as well. And while it's really not needed, it's one of the better efforts by a company to put in story into a multiplayer competitive game that I have seen in recent years. And it makes sense for the most part. A lot of time travel loops, rogue AIs, the usual business. And at the time of this writing, I'm not done with the story yet, but it unfolds pretty nicely. And I don't feel like it gets in the way. This is a game that just when I think all the mechanics, game modes, characters, etc. that unfold as you play are revealed to me, it throws something new at you. Playing a few rounds, you get used to things, it decides to throw a 1000 raptor wave at you. You get used to that, come down from that fight, and then the game decides to throw road boss levels at you. Yes, you heard me again, boss levels. Or sometimes you have to fight multiple mutated boss dinos as well as waves at the same time. It is insanely chaotic. To me, it's the very definition of horde mode, and I'm all here. I'm all here for it. See, hear me getting flustered? Shit's fucking awesome. I can't wait to see what else Capcom brings to the table with this one. I'm really looking forward to DLC. On to controls. So, controls. This is going to be pretty short because there's really not a lot to say about the controls here. If you've played Overwatch, you'll probably feel at home here. The only difference with the controls comes on a suit-by-suit basis. Mechanics change depending on what suit you're playing and what accessory weapon you choose. You can run a DPS tank hybrid who carries a rechargeable shield and at the touch of a button, pops up and you get extra defense. And it's all pretty seamless. So me having vertigo, of course, I've actually come to find the controls are very customizable. And as far as sensitivity, I've got everything adjusted and tuned just right and it feels great. I haven't once gotten dizzy or felt nauseated or anything from playing this insanely hectic game, and this is a huge relief for me because I love this game, and honestly, it would suck if I couldn't play it. On to difficulty. Now, the difficulty here is traditional in a sense, I think. It really depends on what the game throws at you and how in tune you are with your team. One round you can be cruising through, having absolutely no problems. The next you can do one mission, get thrown into a raid match, and then lose your healer because they want to be Rambo for a bit. Which honestly, I don't really blame them. The game is absolutely hectic at times, but difficult? It really just varies from round to round. I, for one, love when the game feels as if I'm about to get stomped. There's too much on the screen, and I have two T-Rexes bearing down on me, and for me, this is where the game really shines. And I'm playing on a Series S. I'm not playing on an X, a premium model or nothing. And it runs fantastic. And all you people out there saying that the Series S is hindering gaming, you're out of your mind. This game is really difficult, though, if you go in and don't try to help your team. If you notice, all DPS and tanks, no one's willing to play healer. It's very much a team effort type of game. I haven't run across many times where it's been a problem. Just on the occasion, some random person will DC from the game, they'll rage quit just because they couldn't one-shot a T-Rex. But hey, that's online gaming for you, right? And on to another new section. So I figured that this section of our reviews is going to be changed on a game-by-game basis. So last time we did an art section for Signalis, since it's just such a heavy, strong emphasis in there. But this time we're going to talk about loot boxes and how this game respects your time. Now, in the time that I've played, and most of it being on-air streaming, I've maybe clocked in about 8 to 12 hours total. I've reached player level 51, survival pass level 24, and all of this while getting 2 suits to level 20, which actually maxes out the rewards that you can earn, but you can still keep playing and leveling the suits and earning in-game currency. And I want to say you can get proficiency level 100 with each suit. Now, player level is the normal level you gain for playing the game. You get plenty of unlocks, more modules, stickers, all that kind of stuff, and it's all for use with all suits and in-game currency. Depending on which suit you're using, as you level up, you will unlock modules that are very specific for that suit's skills. But I've gotten to 51 in that time, and once you hit 50, the game drops a ton of coins on you to buy more suits and upgrade modules. But by this time, you've already been leveling modules and unlocking suits. So all of this is just extra for you to explore with, and I really appreciate that move. It really helps if you've been saving that whole time for, some reason, or you just forget to level things up and then they drop a whole ton of bank on you, and then you can just level up a ton of modules. And the gray modules work for all suits. So I mean, that really is nice. Now, of course, we're moving on to what pretty much everybody hates these days, premium passes. Unfortunately, that's just the way of games these days, and I personally don't see them stopping anytime soon, but companies can improve on the model. As with most passes, you have a free track and a pay for track. Nothing is pay to win in this game. Everything is absolutely cosmetic, which is nice. Also unlocks some more skins, charms in the store, stuff like that. And the pass is actually only $10, and it's $8.99 if you have Game Pass. I mean, there could be worse things out there like Diablo 4's pass, but you could probably do an entire episode of this just on the fucking Diablo 4 pass. That's for another day. All in all, I'm actually really pleased with how Capcom's handled this release and its leveling. I don't ever feel like I'm not making any progress, and I can always change suits to unlock more stuff, for them if I want, and it's refreshing. I just really hope more companies take their cue in the future and, make unlocks, progression, all that stuff more accessible and more respectable of your time. Because let's face it, not everybody has time to sit around all day and play games and stuff. So, moving on to the recommended unscripted section. All right, let me get adjusted here in my seat as we move on to our recommendation and unscripted section here on Window View. Do I recommend this game? Absolutely. Being that I'm somebody who's usually not a big fan of multiplayer team-based games such as Overwatch, things like that. I am shocked that I am enjoying this game as much as I am. It, like the title of this episode says, from out of nowhere. I really didn't know what I was getting into playing it. If you want, you can actually check out my YouTube and watch me first time play it. I got to play this whole bunch of videos in there, and watch my reaction as you can slowly watch me like fall in love with the game. And now I'm here and I'm always playing it. But for the most part, I play it mainly on stream because I've run into this trend with this game. Every time I play it off stream, something crazy happens. Um, the last time I played off stream, raid bosses happened, stuff like that. And I want to share that with y'all, and it's just a lot of fun. So it's like crap. I have to play this all the time on stream, and like the one time I played with my cousin Andrew, who's another friend of the show. He voices Adrian Cross on my TCOIP podcast. I played with him, and crazy shit was happening then too. It's like crap. Well, we should have been streaming, you know. Um, but like I said before in the gameplay section, what I find fantastic about this is you at the moment that you think the game has laid everything out for you, something else comes up. So like I'm about 82-85% done with the story because it does keep track. So I'm just waiting to see what else is going to show up because yeah, something nuts is bound to happen sometime soon. So yeah. See, I'm just rambling on, just loving this game. So yeah, I usually don't like multiplayer shooters this way, so I'm very shocked at the love I've given this. I'm shocked at the reception. Apparently, as I said before, at the time of this writing, Capcom has over 1 million concurrent players for Exoprimal, and then sometime soon they're going to be dropping more DLC. There's going to be 10 more variant suits. I think they're going to be called like alpha variants. And then I think later on they're going to drop 10 more. So, I mean, yeah, it's the same 10 characters, but they actually all look different and they are going to be playing different. And there's going to be like a savage mode coming up soon, which I think is actually a race against the clock as well as being harder. So, it's very clear that they're going to be working on this for the long run, and I am all for it. I'm shocked how much I love this game. I'm playing on Game Pass right now. I'm probably going to buy the premium pass next week, and then after that, I'm probably going to end up buying the game because I really don't want to lose it and not be able to play it because things come and go on Game Pass all the time. Um, so yeah, a lot of me not knowing what to expect with this game and immediately thinking it was going to flop comes from the battle royale kind of stuff. Like PUBG was cool for like 5 minutes. I just cannot get very much into it. Same with Fortnite. I played Fortnite when it first came out and there was still like survival building aspects to the game and I didn't have to play PvP all the time. Um but now it's no, I can't deal with that crap. I'm just not a fan. I can't get used to it. Um I'm an old school Doom Quake player. Battlefield guy from back in the day. So, that's kind of my speed. And like I played 2042, but it's not the same. That's just the way things are, and battle passes, that's uh the whole battle royale business just made that even worse, but I mean, like I said, we can't do much about that. At most, hell, don't buy the pass. A lot of times you're not even missing out on a lot of stuff by not buying battle passes. I'm only going to do it with this one just because I do want to support this game. So I want to buy a battle pass in the game itself. So that way I can get more content for the game. Ultimately, though, I absolutely recommend this game. Even if you're not a fan of, not Fortnite, but if you're not a fan of the Overwatch model, give this a try. Because, yeah, it's a little bit similar, but it's so different um, that I fell in love with it. This game is absolutely fantastic. I recommend it to everybody. And one of these days, we'll find a game that I don't like on Window View. Because I realize this is like the 4th episode. I'm like, yeah, we're all about games here. Yes, I love this game. I recommend it. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. On to the outro. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in and listening. That's another one in the bag. Check me out on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, basically anywhere there's a social at Dr. Windo. And again, that's DOKTORWINDO. Go check me out there. We're always streaming all kinds of stuff. I'm a variety streamer, so I never know what I'm going to play until day of most of the time. So come on by. It's a good time. So thanks again, once again for, watching, listening, everybody out there. I appreciate all you. And I appreciate your time. And I will catch y'all in the next one.